What's up, everyone? This is Kathy with Soul. This is the thing where I just kind of banter and chat before I start the stream. Today we're going to be killing tons and tons of orcs, I think, unless I totally fail at it. We're going to be playing a different game. You saw me streaming it a little while ago, or the other week. Actually, it's called Orcs Must Die, the third in the series that came out like a couple weeks ago or so, and I may consider doing like a whole separate video that just kind of talks about a different game. OMGs, I'm branching out. That's amazing. So yesterday was fun in a weird sort of like, wow, this is different. This is industry shaking. But first, let's say hi to the people over on the chats. If I'm pointing that in the right direction, what's up to Jalzan? What's up to Peter? What is up to Grant Webb? What's up to Akunaman? And what is up to Jeppy and to all the other beautiful digital smiling faces who will be joining us at some point throughout the day? Welcome. It's good to have you. And bottoms up. One day I will apply for and successfully get a coffee sort of sponsor person. Oh, that'd be good. That'd be so good. So, you guys might have heard yesterday that a handful of Blizzard folk were let go, or they were dismissed, or fired, or whatever it is that you want to call it. Let me pull this up really quick, if I can. But this is pretty big news. So, let's see. I'll use the Wowhead article. So, Diablo 4 game director, Blizzard lead level designer, and WoW designer let go from Blizzard Entertainment. So the names, because we've got to name them. Luis Barriga, who was the Diablo 4 game director. And then there was Jesse McCree, who was a lead level designer and the person who's named after McCree in Overwatch, and John LeCraft. And I think there was someone else too. Someone right now they were put on leave. I forgot his name. Corey Stockton, I believe, is his name. And if I'm wrong, my bad. Totally my bad. I don't mean to name like the wrong folks. So chat, please correct me if I'm wrong there. There's the article saying Corey Stockton was put on leave last week, but appears to remain with the company still. So, for now. But this is big because it sends that message, or it sends one message that Blizzard is taking these allegations seriously. They're looking into stuff, and clearly heads are rolling from this. The fact that it's that we're seeing these kind of bigger names, such as game director Luis Barriga, it means that they value the safety and protection of their employees over production. As for whether losing Barriga is like that big of a deal, it's a little bit tough to say. I was seeing some responses from folks that, the person that's probably going to take over, they have plenty of experience, they have plenty on their belt, that they'll be able to, if they're going to be, if they're going to slide over to that role, it's not going to be so bad, and maybe production won't even take that much of a hit. It also sort of goes to say that the game director, while they are directing and everything, they're not necessarily like they don't necessarily double up as the creative lead. They're simply a leader of these other creatives. That's how it typically goes. People would love to say that, Ian Hezekiah was literally the guy that made this and this and this. But of course, people have now shifted that narrative. Jeff Hamilton is the person who made all these things that we don't like. So it's always about the names that we know. And whenever we get that little hint, we give us an inch and we'll go a mile. That phrasing, I barely use that. I hardly know what I'm doing. Hello, cries. So the McCree departure or exit, that's a little bit more of an awkward one because he has his name into a character. I don't know of the guy. I don't know if any of his personality has spilled over to that character either. I'm sure that if there are Overwatch pros that like that main McCree, that's awkward now. One thing that folks have talked about on the internet so far is that, oh, you know, they should change his name. Change his name to something else. Change him to someone based on the voice actor. Change him based on what his full name is supposed to be, which I'm not familiar enough with the lore to really say. Jeppy recommends renaming the Overwatch character to Shooty McGunblam. I like that, actually. Because, oh my god, look at Shooty go. And, you know, I think that rolls off the tongue really well. My thought was, at least in the context of World of Warcraft, we should name Makari, which is named after this person. You know, just rename it to Awesome Town. And so, like, all the audio and visual references that you see there, yes, and finally we return to the Jewel of Argus, Awesome Town. I would love that. But as for how they scrub that, I don't know. Blizzard does go that route of rewriting things. Obviously, they've done it with Alex Cosby, but I don't know if how are they going to handle this one. I hope that they handle it with that same fairness. So I guess the thought that I have right now is, yeah, rename it to Awesome Town. I like Awesome Town. It's awesome, right? It's a broken city. It's full of bad guys and void things, but it's still Awesome Town. You can't take that away. It's high noon. Shooting the gunblam. Bow, guys. I was trying to find a little GIF on Twitter. You know, I was trying to post something. I'm trying to find my phone. I was trying to find like a shot of him like getting shot up or just getting blasted by someone and be like, "Oh, see ya, buddy. See ya, bro, buddy. Why not Funky Town? Then it can have its own theme song." Dude, we can do that. Fans, let's put it together. We'll just Funky Town, and then that'll reshape the entire Draenei lore. Now they're gonna be like crazy 70s disco punks, which sounds pretty awesome. I think their dancing kind of, I think it still kind of fits, because DMC. Oh, why not Funky? Oh, yeah, that's true. You know what? You know how the Hearthstone folks, how they make their trailers, and their trailers are like, they're banging. They got some pretty good beats. I'm sure they can make up their own variation. If they were to say, "Hey guys, let's do this with Draenei. Let's reshape this. Let's retheme them," and then they'll be like, "Oh, yeah, let's do it right now." I already have a million ideas, just kind of coming out of my brains. Also, I saw that reference before with Guy Fieri. Like, is that like a thing? Because I did not realize that. We're rewriting Blizzard lore. Screw it. And good morning to you and to everyone else who's joining us. Let me double check names. So Jonathan LeCraft, I've heard that name numerous times. I don't remember if I saw him ever on a BlizzCon stage or whatnot. One thing that came to mind though with Luis Barriga was, I remember when Diablo 4 was first announced. And I believe it was Luis that came up on stage to speak out about the game and how things are going and blah blah blah. And then he ended it with, "All right, guys, well blah blah blah, and we'll see you in hell." And we all got a good laugh out of it. We're like, "Oh, that was so charming." I guess we'll see you in hell. Yeah, okay. As for, let's see, and then there's one more. It was Corey Stockton. That name sounded familiar to me. Shucks, I don't remember what it is that. What did Corey? I'm just gonna look it up. What did Corey Stockton do? Because Pet Battles come to mind, but I don't know. I don't think it was him. I think it might have been someone else. All right, Wildpedia. Oh no, this guy does look like the Pet Battle guy. According to the official thing, as Blizzard Entertainment's lead content designer for World of Warcraft, Corey Stockton is responsible for overseeing the design and implementation of all exterior zones, dungeons, battlegrounds, arenas, and cities, including Awesome Town. He's also involved with many other aspects of the game, including quest implementation and the pet battle. So he was the person that talked that up. Yeah, that'll be an interesting one. I mean, I don't know what in-game references there are between Corey Stockton and World of Warcraft, but let's see. There is a Stockton's. Okay. Here the wiki actually says some stuff. There is a Stockton's secret stash shop in Old Stratholme. Not to say that it makes him creepier, but you know what? I shouldn't even say much because he has not been let go. So that's not even fair. Yeah, that is not fair for me to say. Let me walk. I'm streaming. Crap. Let me walk some of that back. And you know, let the investigation majiggers, let all that stuff progress and proceed. Let's look at chat really quick. Rusty Blade says, if we're rewriting the game lore, then I want to do away with the factions. And the new leaders of the United Azeroth are those 3 dudes from the day Deathwing came quest. Just 3 bros, just like kicking back on their thrones, they would call them. Yes, I remember how that story went. You know, something, and I grabbed Sylvanas by the throat and squeezed. He's like, you weren't even, and you know, the other dude's like, you weren't even there. I was there, you know, and so were you. And then the dude's like, I was there? I was there. And, you know, like, I had the other part of her throat, and we were both choking her. Yes, that's right, we were both choking her. You know, so yeah, that's going to be the leader. Those will be the council of elders that run the geopolitical landscape of Azeroth going forward. I can totally see that. Monarch asks, are we talking about removing everything related to the bad people at Blizzard? That's never going to end, though. Christ. I'm not saying that. But when it comes to like direct references, clearly Blizzard has gone that route of renaming folks, removing this and that. You know, these sorts of references, they'll scrub that away. Which is, I could see some people being like, hey, you know what? I know this is like awful, but at the same time, you know, these are kind of memories that we're trying to wash away, or trying to whitewash, as if like Blizzard was always clean and stuff like that. And while their actions are abhorrent, what they did was a product of its time, and it should stay there. Something. It's not, you know, it's an argument that's not unlike it's not too similar to like Confederate statues in the United States, but that's kind of the first thing that comes to mind when it comes to that. Like, should these sorts of references not exactly revere these creators, but should they still remind us of them? And Blizzard made that decision with what they've been doing. As for how we feel, you know, we feel different ways, you know, and we can, you know, I'm happy to read like people's thoughts on that. Do I think these people left the company or actually left on their own recognizance? Nope, I don't. If you're a game director and your game hasn't come out yet and you left, something's up. And it may not necessarily be you. What's his name? Jeff Kaplan left Blizzard before Overwatch 2. There was a transition though. A successor was immediately named. He came out. I forgot his name. Sorry. He came out, said his thing. Hey, what's up, guys? It's me. I do things. This is gonna be awesome. This was not that. This was 3 people were reported to have left and such. this was something that was controlled by the media and not by not through Blizzard. So they did not. I'm pretty confident these people did not leave because they found something new. They were probably told, you should go. And if you want any semblance of your career left, you should just like walk away. Either that or they're just straight up you're fired. And, we're going to butter it up and not say why, because we don't have to, but it's kind of obvious. So yeah, we'll have to see on that. Your first Tormentor kill, you drop the mount right away. Nice, Peter. Alligator says it's going to be a slow bleed. AVK won't want to fire that many people all at once for optics and training new people reasons. I don't agree with that, actually, Alligator. I don't buy into the let's pretend leadership is like around their big round evil table, right? All right, guys. So how do we transition these people out? Well, I've identified, 35 of these bad actors and blah, 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 but, they're in training positions. Well, let's go ahead and farm them out a little bit before we, and then once this game's out, then the purge will begin. I don't see. I don't see the bleed, so to speak, being slow because they want to train new people. I said earlier that whoever is replacing Luis Barriga may have the expertise and know how to make that transition like pretty smooth, but they still did it, and that still sends sends ripples throughout the company. I don't believe that they were just waiting for an opportune time. The opportune time was a long time ago. The next most opportune time is now, or as soon as possible, or as soon as allegations and investigations are done. Because the lawsuit came out, 6 years ago, 7 years? No, just kidding. It came out like a while back, but allegations don't necessarily like equate to like this immediate dismissal or things like that. There's paperwork that needs to be done, unfortunately, in order to like document things and put things on record. It's not as easy as, so you're telling me that he like hit you in the face, huh? Okay, like you're out. And the dude's like, dude, I just got into work, what the hell, so there's that process. I know nothing about the process, just that there's probably a process. The story broke. The optics are already bad at this point. Lol. And I don't mind it at all. Leak all the firings. I was talking earlier that there are the people that we hear about leaving. But but I definitely want to hear about, we're probably not going to hear about everyone who has been terminated or dismissed or whatever. The folks that we're hearing about are pretty high profile. These are people that have been at Blizzard for a long time, going as far back as that Cosby photo and all that. So there's going to be, there will hopefully continue to be high profile departures in order to cleanse from the top. But that cleansing also needs to happen at the bottom too. But those folks we're probably not going to hear much about at all. Hi, Nano. Betty says, depending on your discipline policies, but you also want to make sure that you don't terminate without cause. That's basically it. Thank you. That's a better way of saying it. Brilliant. Like I said, there's a process, and I think it's important for Blizzard or for anybody to present themselves as a company that doesn't tolerate this sort of behavior, of course, but it's not so gung-ho to be not so gung-ho and aggressive to not at least investigate or go through the proper process to make sure that everything is on the up and up. We've seen all sorts of stories, at least on the criminal. Well, this is really criminal too. But we've seen like plenty of like cop shows or stuff on the news where we hear about people who were wrongfully accused and they ended up going to jail or their lives were ruined, and then it turns out the accusers ended up recanting, and it turns out they were either confused or they were straight malicious with what they wanted to do. It was like some sort of act of revenge. So all I'm saying is that. Just like what Betty's saying, that there needs to be like a bit of a process. You can't just go all willy-nilly. It's like, oh, pew, 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 you're gone, you're gone, you're gone. Maybe these people were being investigated, or maybe there were reports of them already. And HR was like, what do we do with this, man? Line your jackets with it because we don't pay you enough and you need to keep warm at night. So, it's like, yeah, that's not funny. So, of course, hear about the high-profile releases, but there's no telling how many employee number 543 that got released. Yeah, for all we know, there might have been multiple people who were like gone. There could have been instances where minor incidences happened recently, and now the policy is hell no, you're out, because this was like a easy to identify and caught red-handed sort of thing. It's sad to see, to be honest. An interesting correlation is Warzone. The game is a toxic cheating fest that seemingly has no pulse on the culture. That seemingly has no pulse or place on the culture of the game. So switching gears a little bit, we did hear yesterday there was like little hints of a 9.1.5 PTR that may not be on the way for at least a week or so. I'm hoping to start hearing stuff about that like really soon. That would be pretty exciting. For all we know, maybe it was ready a little bit sooner. Given I'm trying to give the WoW team the benefit of the doubt after delays and other such things to still hold them to those to regular expectations. Like sometime after the Race to World First, there's a bit of like a and then it's like, okay, patch time. And it looks like we're getting close to that time, or that time has kind of come. But in light of everything that's going on, I'm pretty sure production went skirt and we're just kind of waiting to maybe Blizzard was just kind of sitting on it and be like, okay, let's take a break, guys, and reassess and do all that stuff. We got this patch stuff, we're starting to work on it. We would like to present it, but it'd be kind of distracting. But whatever the case, we still haven't actually seen anything yet. I'm hoping to see something soon, because boy, we would love to see lots of quality of life changes, additions, skips, and other such things to help clean up the game a little bit more for people who are still here. The ones who had departed, it's all good. If Blizzard will bring now a player housing system, everyone will come back, and we'll have better balance. Spine of Deathwing skip, man. Skip the whole fight. It's not the worst fight. It's rough, but it's manageable. Spine of Deathwing is soloable, at least. Depending on your throughput, though, Agrimar, not so much. Kill Jaden, not so much. Avatar of whatever, the fight before Kill Jaden, not so much. Obviously, I don't anticipate player housing to come in a minor patch. I would be shocked. I would love. Why? Watch they announce it, and we have player housing. Soul, motherfucker, fucking happy now. And I'll be like, you'll see. There'll be footage of me going around of me splooging, like, oh god, this is amazing. No, I totally don't anticipate it coming in a minor patch. But now I'm thinking about it. Great, good going. Now now the gears are starting to spin, and now I'm not going to stop talking about it. I'm going to really try to, though. But if it did, I would think that I would hope that it would be like this eventual rollout, like an incremental drip rollout of, okay, cool, base house, got it, and then over time, over patches, I'll be like, oh, okay, we're gonna add more little customizations. We're gonna add different places where you can place your house and things like that. And then a big expansion level addition would be, all right, now we're gonna do like a whole neighborhood. Now you can have someone that can buy like a massive plot of land with all these different housing plots, and then that person will have, you know, monarch-like control over who it is that shows up in their neighborhood, and be like, yes, you know, I'm gonna have the cleanest neighborhood. It's gonna look like Pleasantville, and everyone's gonna have their grass like this length, and if they're not, you're freaking out of here. You know, see what you guys did just mentioning that sort of stuff. Let me read something else. Let's see. Elmal Harvester's Dreadwing mount dropped from the assault as wow. You got another mount. It's only been a few minutes since you announced the other one. You ruined the experience, man. I mean, I happen to have those mounts, but whatever. Oh, you know, last night I did Tazafesh hard mode for the second time. The first time we didn't finish. It took us. We were in there for like 3 hours last time. So because we were still like, oh, so what does the fight do now? Oh my god! Okay, oh now we know what it does. So we were like, it was like a big white fest. It was late in the night. People got tired and like, well, like, okay, screw it. Last night we got it done in like half the time. We had a slightly different group. We had a lot more DPS than we did before. Like I wasn't almost top DPS this time. But we smashed. You know, we did our hard mode thing. One person, you know, we all got our hard mode mount. I believe that's how it works. And then one person got the mount from the boss herself. Yeah, it's a girl. I think it's a girl. She has nice thighs, so I'm just gonna presume it's a female character. But it was fun. Oh, that was a really fun dungeon. You know, after going through it a lot more smoothly, I'm gonna dread doing it in Mythic Plus. I anticipate that being like a wow, people are gonna piss me off so much. You know, between the last boss and the whole cutting of things, to that one fight. Oh, not the Oasis with unlocking those different, you know, getting those passwords and all that. If that's intact, and you have to go through that sort of sequence, ooh, people gonna get mad. Oh, and there you are, Stern. Yay! Just say he. Oh, whichever. It's not a big deal. Let's see what else was there that happened. The Diablo 2. There's going to be a Diablo 2 beta event that goes on over this weekend. I probably won't be participating in it because it's the weekend. I do other things during that, and I think that was it for like little bits of news and whatnot that I had found, but not that big of a deal. But although, yeah, after doing the dungeon, you know, I did my usual WoW stuff, and then I was continuing my Final Fantasy XIV adventure in crafting. Boy, eventually, I want, you know, once I complete my main goals, which is to get the crafters up and to complete the MSQ, then I'm going to do kind of a, I don't know if it's going to be a final episode of Project 14, but I think I'm going to just kind of chronicle or summarize my whole journey as a player through there, and this, because I felt like I've gone through this sort of transformative-ish journey with, okay, let's figure out the story and let's go through this MMO the way that I normally go through stuff. And then eventually I was like, okay, the story's just like, yeah, the story's okay. I get all these connecting threads. It's all cool and awesome and everything, but you know, but the gameplay, it's just dogging me down so much. And then eventually I transitioned into the whole crafting thing, and I'm having a much better time with it, to the point where, okay, I think this is just the way, I think this is the kind of player that I am. I think I'm in this fairly happy place, and I can just exist and do my thing. So I'll be talking about that journey, but that's not going to be for at least a couple months or so. And there's still Endwalker that comes out, and I'll be really eager to try that out. But I read a little bit more last night about the discourse about Max's his own little Project 14, where he's taking the team and taking those folks to. I don't think I put this up on. Yeah, I don't think I talked about this during yesterday's Coffee with Me. That was just like during stream. But he made a post that talked about boosting and the fact that he did boost because he literally does not care about the story. All he cares about is just going straight to the raid content and all that stuff. And I thought that was a pretty brave post, for one thing, because I saw the comments on that thread, and some people, just some people, I should make that clear, were really like tearing into Max. It's like you guys are trash, and you guys are just gonna trash talk the game once you guys are done. There was like all these advanced assumptions over what he was going to think. Like these people are so insecure that that they gotta gatekeep so hard and prevent these people from coming in and defiling their stuff. And unless Max were to say, "Oh, it was great. Here are things that I totally loved about it. Here's what I did not like about it." And I have a feeling that if Max does go through like a point by point, what I liked, what I didn't like, it's going to be more technical than anything. It's going to be technical. It's going to be dry, and the people that react to it, they're going to react really strongly to it because they're going to be like, "Oh my God, he's not caring about like the characters or the story or the build up or the feelings behind it. Once you clear the content, and he's just talking about like timings and." Distances between the different connecting lines and mechanics and swaps and what? This isn't the game, and I'll find that extremely humorous. I failed at my own. I totally failed at my own approach because I wanted to talk about the way that the story was, the story was broken down in terms of very mechanically. But because it's so close to the actual story itself, there's no getting away. There's totally no getting away from the folks who are like, okay, you clearly need to like play through the rest. And I'm gonna do New Game Plus, so don't get me wrong. I'm gonna go back and take care of all that stuff. So please stop. Please stop hating me. Hi, Coffee Fiend. Coffee Fiend, thank you for reminding me. Sweet. But I did think that was a pretty brave post in part of Max, because he just made it like really painfully clear that one, this is how he wants to play the game. Two, you guys got to stop trying to backseat. Stop trying to. Just talk smack. I'm gonna, you guys are gonna get banned because that's, he just wants, from the way that Max put it, he just wants to put on like a show of what it's like to just dive into this sort of content with the kind of mindset that he has. It's not even necessarily WoW player plays Final Fantasy 14 and here's the reaction. It's more Max. This is him, and these are some good players that understand and know how to raid, and they all just kind of dive into something. They dive into a completely different sort of system and see if they can figure it out. and it's meant to, it's meant to be fun. It's, people are gonna laugh and be like, oh yeah, they totally like wiped it. They totally didn't understand that that's the way the thing where you gotta stack because it has an obvious arrow. God, he's so stupid. It's meant to be kind of a clown on this one, and put on a show, and for us to like see that whole journey of discovery. I think that'll be cool. I think it'll be fun to watch once that starts in like a week or something like that. So I think that's going to be it for right now. Boom.